Previously from the Hood Blogger.
I got some shit. This shit called 300 Degrees right here. This shit fresh off the press. Unreleased shit. It's gonna be my next project. You know what I'm saying? I run the streets with that heat, feel that flame, huh? It ain't a game, no referee in this game, huh? Reach for my chain, nigga, you gon' be dead, huh? 2300 degrees, we bust your head, huh? We ain't scared, huh? We got that bread, huh? The bitches say we pimpin' in that beauty, yeah, huh? 50 bricks is landing in that beauty, yeah, huh? They never do my thing with them bitches, yeah, huh? Yeah, huh? I just made a killer, yeah, huh? Got that new whip, bitches on the dick, yeah, huh? Sippin' down Julio, now we're sippin' Chris, huh? Whippin' in the kitchen, serving fish and grits, yeah, huh? Bitches shaking ass, bounce the titties and they nothing, huh? Fucking on her sister and her cousin, cause I'm real, huh? Hot boy like juvenile, that's the pussy 2 times. Red ain't no cute time. She like how I do mine. Yeah, the streets and that heat, feel my flame, huh? It ain't a game, no referee in this game, huh? Reach for my chain, nigga, you gon' be dead, huh? 2300 degrees, we bust your head, huh? We ain't scared, huh? We got that bread, huh? The bitches that we pimpin' in that bitty, yeah, huh? 50 bricks is landing in that bitty, yeah, huh? And I'ma do my thing with them bitches, yeah, huh?
Yo, this SB Twizz, the Hood Blogger. Y'all know how I carry it. Shout out to everybody that been rocking with the content. I appreciate y'all. I really appreciate y'all. If you're new to the channel, bro, hit the sub button. You won't be disappointed. If you're a returning viewer yet, bro, and you ain't sub, stop jerking right, man. It take not even a second to hit that sub button, and it's free. You think what I'm saying? But, you know, we just going to carry it like this, man. You know, we heard things over the internet as far as it being issues between, you know, Garci and Ohdatsrida. You know, for those of y'all that don't know, you know, they had a label that was formed around 2019-ish, you know, somewhere around there. And, you know, it was Bando Baby Records or whatever. You know, that group consisted of pretty much Garci and Ohdatsrida. I'm not familiar with no other artists on Bando Baby, but I know for a fact that, you know, Ohdatsrida was the main artist or whatever. And, you know, over the years and stuff, from what people seen on the internet, you know, it looked like, you know, they was brothers or whatever. But, you know, for some reason, you know, we can't, it's like, I'm not going to say every group, but majority of the time it end up being some type of fallout. You know what I'm saying? We see what happened with like a lot of rappers or even people that's not rappers in the streets. You know, we see it happen a lot. You know, so long story short, you know, Oskino ended up probably a few months ago. He pretty much said that, you know, Ohdatsrida was had a situation with Garci. You know what I'm saying? BM. Now, Garci basically did an interview a few weeks ago, about 3 weeks ago, tops, you know what I mean? And he pretty much spoke on the situation, but didn't really, you know, get into details. So this was pretty much what was said on Garci interview as far as him speaking on what happened with him and Rada.
You know mine, right?
Right.
But every negative rumor somebody heard about me, right? They believed it, and I almost had to prove that it wasn't true in order for a person to be like, oh, all right, he ain't do that shit. Oh, all right, like, for instance, like I said, you got people, so many people like come to me and be like, yo, that's crazy, man. He such and such hit your baby mom. I'll be like, yo, that didn't happen, bro. That never happened. Like, they be like, that ain't happen. No, that didn't happen.
You gotta prove
like,
it.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, that never happened. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. Like,
now, as you see, he didn't get into specific details, but he really, you could tell he wanted to touch up on the situation, you know, because he brought it up, but he didn't mention Rada's name. So I think once this interview happened, I think that's what made Rada get in the lab and give, you know, his perspective of what happened. You know, nobody knows what really happened, but what I am going to do is I'm going to play this diss track, and, you know, we're going to listen and break down the things that Rada is talking about. So let's just get straight into it.
Prepaid collect call from.
Coming in, bro. But you were definition of that G. You put on the back, so the other day I'm talking to a bitch. She said, when you from South G Street, she said, well, G and what? I'm like,
close to her. You feel like she the one, you gotta introduce your folks to her. It come down to your son, you make your baby mom go through it. Man, we just helping this bitch vibe and some shit crossed my mind, and I felt like feeling. I was like, man, fuck it. Man, I never thought we'd go through it. Wish I would've known sooner. You ain't clear up no rumors, so fuck it, we gon' go through it.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it right there. Like I said, I showed y'all the clip as far as with the interview with Garci. Now, as far as clearing up no rumors, we're gonna have to take it back to when O had said that, you know, Rada did what Oskino said that he did. So, you know, we know Oskino came out publicly and said what he said, and then Garci went to do the interview. When Garci went to go do the interview, basically, he spoke about, like, he had addressed the cheesesteak spot and all that, because he was, he was like, people talking about, I don't own this and own that. Well, who owned it? He like, I got the paperwork in the car and all that, and when he brought up the situation that, was pretty much being alleged about Rada, he didn't give, I guess, what Rada feel as though is the truth.
Me long to make this song, they told me don't do it. Dare you to go on the gram and say you wrong, I bet you won't do it. You're not a man, best to get some dough to her. If she break your heart, you gotta fuck whoever close to her. You feel like she the one, you gotta introduce your folks to her. It come down to your son, you make your baby mom go through it.
Technical difficulties, I had to run it back real quick, y'all. It's all good, we gonna flow.
Man, fuck it. Man, I never thought we'd go through it. Wish I would've known sooner. You ain't clear up no rumors, so fuck it, we gon' go through it. It ain't take me long to make this song, they told me don't do it. Dare you to go on the gram and say you wrong, I bet you won't do it. You're not a man, so now I understand. That's why your hoes choosing strange fella. Bought that man that trailer, you was so goofy. Yeah, this ain't about no distro cash, cause that shit go fast. Plus you in the rear, that shit won't last. Pillow talking to them hoes, little shit bro had. Brother coming down 11 begging with his broke ass. Trying to paint a different picture, that shit so sad. Talking garbage for some pussy, when that shit so trash.
So, right there, this lets us know that it definitely was a female involved. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say it was Garci BM. Obviously, it wasn't Garci BM, because when that interview, he was like, people talking about so and so was dealing with my BM or whatever. That's not the case. So obviously, it was definitely something with a female. You know what I mean? How Rada is explaining it on this diss track, he's explaining it that, like, Garci pretty much was popping a female. Obviously, Rada knows the female somehow, some way. It sounds as though on this diss track that the word got back to Rada that Garci, was talking down upon Rada. You know what I mean? This is what Rada is pretty much saying in this diss track. Saying like he be begging for money and stuff like that, and blase blah, and Ohdatsrida, like, you doing all that over some twat. You dig what I'm saying? So this is what Rada is saying. So what O said, it was some type of, validity to it, validation, however you pronounce it.
Question, bro. You jumped in my DMs, right? You jumped in my DMs because I said something about Ohdatsrida. Or you said something about my peoples. You can't be comfortable talking about my peoples and all this, right? He hit your baby mom, bro. You don't mess with him now, right, bro? So that means you did all of that pump faking and all this gangster tough Superman stuff for somebody to hit your baby mom, bro. How do you feel about that?
But it obviously wasn't Garci BM, but it was something going on with a female. But let's dig back into it.
Talking garbage for some pussy women. Oh, you pissed now? Can't get no passes, you made the list now. Reason I ain't come to that show, ain't doing no sit downs. Fuck you on your kumbaya. When you see me, don't even greet me at Jumora. I ain't wanna be on stage, I feel too outside. Don't even want you on my page, I got you archived.
That's the gram, bro. Streets know what's up. What is your pops know what's up? What is your moms know what's up? What is nigga?
Told me come down to your house. When I arrived there, then I spent 30 minutes waiting outside there. Then I had my daughter with me, her and you and I there. Supposed to go to the bank to cash me out, but you lied there. Ugly, right? Same nigga said he loved me, right? Who done backstabbed me? Turn around, he had the bloody knife.
Okay, so he's making it clear that it was supposed to be money received from his music on top of, this is probably obviously what happened. It sounds as though he was supposed to receive money. Like he said, Garci's supposed to cash him out. He went down there to his crib with his daughter. You know, he was waiting on Garci. And the cash out part never happened. This is what Rada is saying. Even though at the beginning he said it wasn't over no distro or nothing like that. You know, Rada is making it clear that it was money owed to him, and he's trying to say it like Garci was spending them. You know, and this is why that, you know, I know a lot of people, they was kind of snapping on, they was upset with Meek when Meek said certain stuff, but it is crazy, bro, because when you doing business, you know what I'm saying, with people that's supposed to be like your brothers, you know what I'm saying, people that you came from the streets with, when it hits that level of business, bro, it's always some type of excuse or situation. I'm not saying that's exactly what happened with their situation, but that's how Rada is saying it. You dig what I'm saying? When you doing business with professional people and all that, you want them checks need to be on time, even though, you know, labels and stuff still jerk people. And we're going to get into that too, but that's why it's important, bro. It's important. I don't care if you from Philly, Chicago, New York, wherever you at. When you doing things from the ground up and you dealing with people from the streets and all that, I don't care about that brother stuff and nothing. Once it's real business in the place, bro, you got to make sure, you know, you cross your T's and dot your I's. You know what I mean? You have to have like your entertainment lawyer and all. Like, you got to have a bunch of things in line to make sure you getting yours. You know what I mean? Because that brother stuff go out the window when it hits situations like this. But let's get back into it.
It was deep until I seen me get lucky strikes. Said that we gon' rap, he gave me dap, I felt it wasn't right. Lucky life, choosing sides, it's like they said fuck me twice. And I ain't even up the pipe, I'm just moving up in life. I might go Louis, I might go Fendi. My bitch win $1 Poochie, might grow Frenchie. You a real nigga, damn, I thought your type don't envy. Told the wise man, I just need advice, no pennies. Told the jeweler for this chain, I need a light low 50. But I left with 3,000, thinking like bro stingy. Yeah, I burnt that shit in flames, just know I'm aiming at many. Got a purple heart for war, that's why I'm staying in the city. Did I mention you never talked about DC in the beginning? Did I mention before me how I can give you attention? Did I mention how you owe me but act like you got dementia? Did I mention freeways, never mind, I'm on my business? Did I mention I ain't God, I ain't trying to give you forgiveness? Did I mention you out your mind if you give me mine without interest? Did I mention without tricking?
He walking this joint down, I ain't gonna hold you. And I don't know if it's an original beat or not, let me know. You know, he walking this joint down. And I definitely like that Did I Mention part. I might have to steal that Did I Mention. Did I mention I got fish and grits cooking up in the kitchen? Did I mention I was hooky and told mama I was on suspension? Did I mention? Let's get back into it.
Hello.
Don't tell me I messed that money up. Hope I gotta get it back.
Never mind, I'm on my business. Did I mention I ain't God, I ain't trying to give you forgiveness? Did I mention you out your mind if you give me mine without interest? Did I mention without tricking you ain't able to get no women? Did I mention you remixed to Ignition fresh out the kitchen and called you Robert? Tell them how much you was stressed out and bitching. Did I mention had your back, I was back and forth from the mentions? Did I mention once the pandemic hit, that's when you start winning? Did I mention I'm a gangsta, I ain't scared to stand in the trenches? Did I mention never came back until I finished the mission? Did I mention we ain't friends and Rada made that decision? Nigga.
Ain't no other way. Ain't no other way, cuz
This nigga.
Before we continue, as you heard, you know, he was pretty much talking about a lot of things. Then he also talked about being back and forth with the mentions. You know what I'm saying? You know, when Garci and Knox had their issue, you know, shout out to Knox, man. That's my guy. When they had their issue, you know, Rada pretty much jumped in that. You know what I mean? He did a diss track and everything. And, you know, it's just crazy how everything played out. You dig what I'm saying? You know, he put his neck out there, and even at that time, Knox was like, bro, you ain't had nothing to do with that. You dig what I'm saying? And as you see, you know, this was all within like the last year, bro. You know what I mean? And now you see where everything's standing at today.
You tell a story to any nerd that'll listen. And I know to start a trolling, just keep them words at a distance. Under my hood, had to hit me before you heard of the engine. Hold up. I was in the S class when you was serving detention. And it's still whack for whack. My killer earned his position. Nigga, line flat contract, that's the terms and conditions. Rada, how you let them play you? Was you signed? Was it a label? Shout out to Fab, but I still ain't seen no cash from betrayal. Oh, let's rap about it. First, I ain't know how to act about it. Thought about the music business, and that's when I laughed about it. It's all entertainment. Took a loss, I ain't complaining. We ain't going to war, we ain't going to court. I ain't the plaintiff. Oh, shot the sheriff. Who gon' be here when this shit get dangerous? I ain't you, nigga. Bunch of new niggas in basic training. Gotta drill off pills, X how I feel. That shit the strangest. What do I know? Who am I though? I'm just a stranger. I ain't know that's Rada. I ain't from the G. I ain't this famous. I ain't touch a burner. I ain't never murder. I ain't painting. I'm Shador up in Cleveland. It's easy, let me explain it. Never been a number 2 and they peeped the shit when I came in. You scared to take a chance? I see you niggas been playing. I ain't even shaking hands. I'm leaving you niggas hanging. Took some losses, but the hell with it. I need an M. Shit, even a million got 2 L's in it. I ain't dumb. I don't pillow talking. I don't tell business. He on a limb. One word from him, I get a jail sentence. Thought you was real, but you failed, niggas. All this, all over a bitch, but you don't tell niggas. But y'all some real niggas. You think he real, nigga? Think you?
It's a lot right there. It's a lot. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. This the type of John you run it back. First, I have to say this. You know, one thing that I would like to see more from artists, especially from the city, bro, is exactly what Rada is doing right now. Put it in the music, bro. It's cool to, you know, you do your interview or whatever, you address stuff, this and that, bro. The music, it's just something about, you know, putting that pain in the music and explaining your side of the story. He was very strategic with this. I'm pretty sure 1,000 people probably reached out to Rada for an interview. I love the fact that he put it in the diss track. I love the fact that he put it on a diss track. And this type of diss track is the one that you run back, you run back, you run back. And it was names mentioned in the joint. I'm not going to speak on, you know, for the names that y'all know, that y'all might have heard. Y'all know, you know, the level of guys that they are. You dig what I'm saying? But what I will say is, you know, he get an A+, you know, on this one, bro. I mean, as far as, you know, the flow, you know, he walked it down. As far as him explaining his position, him pretty much answering all the questions without getting too detailed, but he gave enough. You know, he put out there that obviously that, you know, he's a legend that Garci was pillow talking. And that's shocking. You know what I mean? It's shocking because, you know, when you come from the streets and all that, you know, that's the #1 joint not to do. You know what I mean? You out here, you know, when you're dealing with different females and stuff like that, that's the last, because, you know, that's come on, man. You know, especially if a female looking at you is like you getting bread and all that, they coming for one motive only. They know you got bread. You know what I mean? It's not going to be too much of a sincere relationship or trust there. You dig what I'm saying? But I want y'all to let me know what y'all think about this joint. Drop a comment below, bro. You know, he said you shot the sheriff and all that. You know, this joint right here, it's just crazy, bro. But I love it. You know what I mean? I love it. And I feel like no rapper that will drop music today, you know, is not above doing this. This is what the streets want. Because now you getting rid of 2 birds in one stone. With one stone, you know what I'm saying? You dropping music, playing something, putting something out that people can listen to, and you addressing it. You know what I mean? It's just a simple fact that nowadays when you do that, most artists, they not responding back with music. You know what I mean? We see that even with Santos John. You know, people, a rapper rather get on and talk crazy and act like they above it, bro. Nobody above the program. But this SV Twizz the Hood blogger, hit that hype button, man. Let me know what y'all think about it. That's just how we coming, man.